Stanley Cup Finals are here, and we have our NHL handicapper Dave Golikoff on the line to share his picks and advice for Wednesday's Game 1 in Tampa. Now, Dave, these two teams have been through it so far this playoffs, each coming off grueling 7-game wins. While this obviously affects both squads, I think the Blackhawks Stanley Cup experience is going to be a huge factor in this first game, helping them out of the gate. With Patrick Kane turning it on and Taz and Keith each contributing, I really like their chances in this game. The only real wild card I see is Crawford in the net, who's playing well so far, but not spectacularly. What are your thoughts on the Hawks coming into this Game 1, Dave?
I like this. I like them in this spot. Similarly to against Anaheim, we're going to do the same thing. They're dogs in both games. We're going to take them in Game 1 if they win, and then we'll maybe adjust our strategy for Game 2. But if not, we're going to expect a split one way or another, so we should be profitable if they win one of the two games. But I like them in this spot here. Tampa Bay's been nervous on their home ice already a couple of times. I know this is a team that won more regular season home games than any other team, but we saw Detroit go to Tampa Bay and get wins. We saw the Rangers do it. Their home ice has not been as precious and as valuable as it was in the regular season. So I think Chicago, team that plays well pretty much anywhere, as Barry Melrose said yesterday on ESPN, they could be on the moon, they could be outdoors, they could be in Timbuktu. Chicago's going to play about the same. And going to Tampa Bay is not going to intimidate them at all. So I do like the Blackhawks in this spot as a road dog.
All right, now the Lightning really impressed so far this playoffs, be it their incredible triplets line or the play of Ben Bishop, who has been a little bit up and down, we've talked about. I expect a lot of jitters from these guys in Game 1 at home on Wednesday, partly to their inexperience. Playoffs are one thing, but these are the finals now. What should we be focusing on coming into Wednesday night when it comes to the Lightning, and what's their best chance to grab a home win?
Well, they just have to get rid of the nerves. I think a lot of people, including myself, may be undervaluing Tampa Bay, kind of like some people did with Anaheim going into that series. Chicago's not bulletproof. They play 4 defensemen into the ground. They grind them into the ground. 2 defensemen. They don't really use that line so much. They can be out hit, as Anaheim pounded the hell out of them in the last series. They can give up goals in bunches. They make mistakes at times. We saw Anaheim score goals, 30 seconds, 35 seconds, 3 goals a couple times. They're, goaltending too. So we've seen Crawford play well, and then he also got pulled in the first round. If Tampa Bay's not nervous in Game 1, and maybe they're not because they played nervous in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final and, really got blown off the map in that game. If they learned anything from that, if they're a little bit more loosey-goosey, relaxed, I think they do have some advantages in this series. The depth is great with the offense. Their blue line is underrated. Bishop is a tall, monstrous goaltender who can see through screens and such. They're a good team. They're no pushover by any means, and they have home ice advantage. There's a lot of good things for them. So if they can learn from their effort in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final, if they can learn from some of their other nervous efforts earlier in the playoffs at home, then they can come out and really set the tone for this series. Kind of how Anaheim did in Game 1 at home. If they can pull that off, I think it changes the course of this series.
All right, Dave, well, after taking a look at these two teams and matchups, how do you see this Game 1 going, and what is your pick for us?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. I do like Chicago here as a road dog. I do think Tampa Bay, I don't want to say they're in over their heads, but Chicago is just that good, that focused right now. This is their wheelhouse. They've been here before. They know what to expect. For Tampa Bay, a lot of this stuff is new to them. This is a young roster that hasn't gone this deep in the playoffs before, other than a couple of guys. And they've already shown that they can be nervous at home this postseason. So I'm going to ride with the Blackhawks, expect them to win Game 1. If they don't win Game 2, we'll be right back on them in Game 2. I don't know what I just said. I think I said we're betting them in Game 1. If they don't win, then we're betting them in Game 2 as well. Hopefully that's clear. It's early on Sunday morning, so forgive the hangover, everybody.
It's all right, Dave. Just to clarify, Dave's taken Chicago on the road to grab Game 1 of these finals. Thank you, Dave, and remember, guys, keep it here all finals long for your daily winning picks and analysis.